Okay, you ready? Okay. So I was telling David that one of the reasons why I come early is first to have breakfast in peace and quiet, but I also get an opportunity to speak with our guests beforehand. So I won't share with you everything that she shared with me, but some of us, we've taken the vision challenge, so we've got our business sort of heading in the right direction, but we're still mentally struggling, and maybe we're not happy. We're not finding joy and happiness in our life. We're finding frustration and obstacles and things like that. Well, I'll call her Dr. Joy, okay, but her real name is Michelle Brown. She's going to talk to us today about how maybe we can each work on that and find and live and experience more joys in our life. Would you please welcome Dr. Michelle Brown. And remember, I'll give you a 10-minute warning. And 5.
Is that recording yet?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you're live.
Oh, I'm live. Well,
Say hi. If you're looking at me, you're looking at
hello,
your
everyone.
Facebook audience. So.
Okay, well, thank you for having me here today. And Randy, it was fun talking with you this morning.
Likewise.
It is always so much fun for me to get to a place early so that I can talk to the people there. And forgive me for not talking to everyone, but Randy and I got so caught up in a conversation.
Surprise, surprise.
I am good for that.
I was listening today.
Something else that I am good at and I love doing is smiling. Many times, I tell you, I go around you people called adults, and I get a lot of this. So, and I say that because I was at a corporate meeting one time, and as I sat there, I'm looking at everyone around the table. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with them? Why are these people not like, you don't have to be sitting there like this at the meeting, but at least, see that? This means, and I'm just doing a little smile right now, this means that I'm okay. I feel good. It's a beautiful day. Just smiling. Or this, when someone's talking, like I just saw eyebrows raised, like, you know, when someone is talking and, you know, they're standing in front of you and you let a speaker know how you feel. Trust me, you'll let them know. Because there have been times when I've been standing, it's like, so I know that person is like, what? Or that means that they're excited. They just got something called an aha. Joy comes in so many different ways. So one of the ways I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to use the acronym SMILING. And I'm not going to go down the list in order because I want to start with number 1, the L. What do you think I'm going to say L stands for to bring more joy into your life?
Laughing.
Laughing.
Loving.
And loving. 2 things that I wrote down. When we laugh, as I was sharing with Randy earlier today, so listen to this. When we laugh, it is hard to do this. And then if you're sad, angry, and depressed, and laughing at the same time, kind of impossible. Kind of hard to do, right?
Yep.
When we feel good, and we have control over how we feel, by the way, no one can take your joy away from you unless you allow them to. I wish people would get this and understand, because I hear people say all the time, he made me, she made me. When I woke up this morning, I fell out of bed and I sprained my ankle, so now I'm going to have a bad day because you just chose to have a bad day. That is how it works. This thing we call a mind, this thing we call a brain, is more powerful than we realize. And I know there's so much information out there people are talking about the mind this, the mind that. As trivial as it sounds and as simple as it sounds, people, listen to the psychotherapist, okay? That's what I am. It's true. Why did I start talking about joy? And I can't tell you the whole story of why joy is part of my name, but it is. It's because I'm tired of seeing so many sad, pathetic, pissed off, angry people. That's why. I just want everybody to be happy. I know I'm living in a fantasy land, but I'm not going to stop trying to help people to bring happiness into their lives. So back to the acronym, smiling. Smile. Yes. Just smile when you see the word smiling. Or the next time you're someplace and you're being grumpy, think of smiling. And by the way, for those of you listening and watching out there, when I'm on webinars, oh my God, Zoom, you get to see everybody there and there's always, and so I'm always chatting in the room. Smile. What the heck is wrong with you? Did someone just drop a hammer on your toe? Probably not. Well, let's go M. M. Meditate. Sometimes, people, we just need to find a quiet place to meditate. And I'm not talking about doing I'm not actually really talking about that. I'm talking about finding a quiet place where you can sit your butt down and stop thinking and not think about anything and just relaxing your whole body and your whole mind and just be in a quiet place. The reason why so many people have anxiety going on is because of ruminating thoughts, constantly running and running and running and running. I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, I didn't call this person. Oh, I got to call that person. Oh my God, I forgot about that referral. Oh my God, wait a minute, I got to go. Oh, and our minds are constantly going, constantly moving. I've heard people say that, well, I just can't relax. You're right. If you say you can't relax, chances are you are not going to relax. Because you just said the powerful, powerful thing. I can't relax. When we tell ourselves we can't do something, chances are we're not going to do anything to try to make that happen.
Right.
So if you can't, you can't. But I challenge everyone that you can relax. I have worked with some very, very depressed people. I've worked with some people that have a lot of anxiety and was able to get them to relax. Of course, not in just 30 minutes. Takes a little time sometimes, but it can be done. Now, the other part of that I want to share with you, I want Randy to do this for me because I like audience participation. Randy's going to share something with you that I've shared with many of my clients, whether they're agnostic, atheists, Christians, whatever your spirituality or religion is. Because one of the problems that a lot of us have, and raise your hands, even if you're watching, raise your hands. How many of you think that you can control everything? Now, you're probably not going to raise your hands because you want to admit that you think you can control everything. But you can't control everything. And the reason why a lot of us have a lot of problems we have is because we have children. We have children. And many of us have adult children, and some of you have little children, and then you have nieces and nephews and mommies and daddies and boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives, and then. And we're trying to make them do the things that we want them to do. I'm not happy because he didn't come home on time. I'm not happy because he forgot his lunch, and I got to take his lunch all the way back up to the school, then I got to go to work. And we're just constantly just giving up our power. And constantly thinking that we can control everybody else to do what we feel they should do. Our kids are not always going to do what we want them to do, as Randy and I talked about earlier. So, Randy's going to share a little something to help you with that control you think you have, or do you? Randy.
So these are some words that you can think about and say to yourself, as Dr. Joy kind of just mentioned. You want me to stand up? And some of you may know where this comes from. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Thank you. Now, I know some of y'all out there listening may or may not be, for the God thing, and I'm cool with that. So what I would tell my clients is, I don't care if you worship your toenails. Don't matter. Toenails, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot control. Because basically what I'm saying is, I want you to understand that there are a lot of things in the world you cannot control. You can't control the person that cuts you off on the road, but you can control your actions to it. Do you want to run that person down? Do you speed up faster to catch up with them? No, you don't. No, you don't. I saw somebody shake their head. Yes, no. You don't do that because we think about our actions before we do them. We know what we can't control. We can control getting up in the morning, putting on our clothes, and thinking about what we're going to do for the day. That we can't control. 100%, I can control this, me. But I cannot control you and make you act the way that I feel you should act. And I also cannot control my children. I have 3 adult children, and Lord Jesus, I wish I could control them. But I can't. So, what I've done to bring more joy into my life is I want everyone to ball your fists up. And your fist represents everything and everybody that you're trying to make do what you want them to do. Now, here's where joy comes. Think about something right now that you are really upset, pissed off, ticked off at. Now I want you to open your hands and let it go. And really let it go. And don't pick it back up. Let go of those things that you can't control. I'm not saying you don't want to think about it, but let go of trying to make it happen, because when we tighten our fists like this, it creates tension in our bodies. And when we're trying to control so many things, it causes so much tension. But when we let it go, that feels good. I feel good. And everybody else around me feels good when I'm not trying to make them do something that I want them to do. What if they don't want to do it? I've had students at the university come to class and skip class and come to class and skip class and come to class and skip class. That's 3 classes. When you miss 3 classes, guess what? I'm going to give you a fat F for fail. Now, you're getting the F because that's what you earned. But then they come to me, Dr. Brown, why did you fail me? Huh? I didn't. They had the control to come to class. They knew that the law of the university was that if you miss 2 days, your grade will be dropped. 3, you'll get a failing grade. That was not in my control. I set the syllabus. They knew what the rules were. They didn't abide by them, and I gave them what they earned. We are responsible for what we do, not anyone else. So everyone today, stop blaming mommy, daddy, cousin, sister, boss, and everybody else for what you've done. And if you're not happy, then clean up your mess. Just clean your mess up. And don't expect anyone else to do it. Okay. Now, where are we going? G. Let's go down to G. What do you think G is?
Why is there a G in smiling?
Smiling.
Oh, smiling.
There is a G at the end of smiling.
Smiling.
Smiling. G. Anyone? Someone said. Gratitude.
All right, David.
Gratitude. How do I walk in joy every day? Because I used to have clients asking me this all the time. Why are you always so happy? Oh, you make me sick. I've had people tell me that many times.
Yep.
You're so annoying. Lady comes up to me in class one time. I was working on my master's degree. She said, and I'm wondering, why did she stop talking to me all of a sudden? And then would turn her nose up at me, roll her eyes, and walk the other way. This went on for a year. So one day I was running to her, and I looked at her, I said, what is your problem? You know what she says to me? She says, I've been praying about this. She had to pray about me. Although, I don't turn away prayer now. But she said that she had to pray to God to forgive her for hating me. Because I was too damn happy.
Yep.
Why? Well, because of a little story. I came from a crazy life of dysfunction and hell times 3. And I appreciate my life. I appreciate every single morning I open my eyes and it's like, oh my God, thank you. Oh, universe, you are so wonderful. I get to live another crazy day. Woohoo! Every day. Of course, my husband thinks I'm nuts. But every day I think of what I'm grateful for. I can't sing, but I even made a song, about being grateful. I won't play it. But I am so grateful to wake up and to be able to, first of all, and I know some of y'all will be able to identify with this, I'm not in pain today. I am so grateful for that. I have all of my teeth. I am so grateful for that. Okay? I'm just saying. I am an overweight woman, according to my doctor in the United States. So I have a belly. And guess what, honey? I love my belly, both roles. I'm grateful. Okay? I'm just saying. See, we have forgotten to be grateful for the small things. I'm grateful for my big crooked teeth. See? They're mine. Oh my God. I have teeth, I have hands, I have legs. Why the heck should I be grateful when I wake up? Then I'm going to go out into the world and come here. Oh my God. I am so grateful. I am so grateful to be here today. To be able to talk to people, because what you see is what you get. This is who I am all day long. Ask my kids. So, being grateful. I keep a gratitude journal. And every single night, I write in my journal what I was grateful for the day. Like when I go out to lunch with my girlfriends, I am so grateful for Anna, if you're listening. Hint, hint. When my husband does something wonderful for me, like buy me flowers or, get this.
Do the dishes.
Yes. Or, okay, so yesterday, I'm, upstairs working and whatnot and beautifying myself. And so I walked downstairs and I had heard all this noise, like, what the heck, is somebody cleaning the carpet? So I get downstairs and the house looks like someone had cleaned the carpet. He vacuumed, but it looks like he had cleaned the carpet. I didn't even want to walk on it. So what I'm saying is he vacuums better than I do. I'm just being honest. He does. So, moving on, there's an I that I missed, and that's investing. What is up with people not wanting to invest in themselves? So what I mean by that, hello everybody, my name is MichelleJoy Brown, and I am addicted to buying books. I'm just addicted. I love reading. If you put a book in front of me, I don't care how much it costs, I'm probably going to buy it. Because that is part of me investing in my own self-development. Mm-hmm. Reading other people's words, because I take words very serious. Reading other people's words can sometimes be life-changing.
That's right.
Life-changing. One day on the stage, I'm going to share my story and how my life was changed with a book. A book. Someone's darn book. A physical book, not an electronic book. Not an audible book. A book, though. The Amazing Laws of Cosmic Mind Power. Wow. changed my life. Invest in yourself. Go to conferences and don't be afraid to pay for them. And I want to tell you all this. I want everybody to look up a video. And it's titled, Just Stop It. Most people have seen it, but if you have not, I want you to look at that video. Just stop it. Because there are things in our lives that we must stop doing, like making everything so difficult. Like when I had that book, I put it to the side for about a year. It's like, what the amazing laws of cosmic mind power? What the heck is this? Weird. Put it to the side. Well, one day, a year later, I picked it up and I was one of the most negative people that you would ever meet. Believe it or not. I also used to be very shy, quiet, bashful, afraid of my own shadow. Mm-hmm. And I started learning about the power of this. This is decades before I became a therapist. But I started learning about the power of what I think. What? I can actually think that I'm a wonderful person? Okay, I got it. What? I can be confident? Okay, I got that too. I'm gonna try this on. I'm gonna fake it till I make it. And I faked it until I made it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Life is so much fun. Stop letting everybody out there tell you what you can and cannot do. Stop it. Especially in your businesses. You know, I've always heard, be careful who you share stuff with, even especially if you're in business. I've had 3 friends lose their business because they had so-called friends that went into business with them. We have to start taking responsibility for us and what we can do, and then do the best we can with what we have. And smile along the way. How many of you are on Twitter? Cool.
Met some Mets.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. So today, and for those of you, and also for those of you listening and watching today, I want you to use my hashtag Dr. Joy, and then hashtag joy. Just joy. How can you bring more joy in your life? Can I get one person to give me a short example of how you can bring more joy into your life?
Give more away.
He read my notes. Giving was the other G.
Tell somebody they did a good job.
Yeah, yes.
Like you just did a good job.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yes, so someone said giving, and someone said to tell someone that they did a good job. What's wrong with that? No. And what has happened to complimenting? Oh, I know politically correct took over the world. Well, one day I'll talk about what I think about that, but it won't be today. It is wonderful to be able to share with other people. It is wonderful to be able to smile with other people. It is wonderful to be able to give of yourself, because when you give of yourself, guess what you're doing? You're sharing from your heart. Do you know that when we share from our hearts, that we're planting seeds and we're helping other people to love, to grow more? We can wake up something that has been dormant inside of them. Every day can be a joyful day. Every day. I am not saying, and I'm going to end with this, I am not saying that every day you should be walking around with this crazy grin like the Joker. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that every single day you can wake up and feel good on the inside, because only you control that. Only you. And it's a beautiful day, isn't it? It is a beautiful day. So now I'm going to look around the room for a minute, and I'm going to see how many people are smiling back at me. Beautiful. It is a beautiful room today. Thank you for letting me come share with you all today. I have enjoyed this, and I am looking forward to having more fun with you. You seem like an awesome group. And does anyone have any questions for me?
We got time for questions.
Can you run back through the smiling acronym again?
Yes, let me go back through the whole.
Just give us what each letter stands for, because I missed it myself, so too.
I don't want to
I was so wrapped up
miss
in your talk that
We got S for smile, M for meditate, I for investing in ourselves. And then
Love.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was the other I?
The other I should have been impossible. Do the impossible.
And then N.
Never give up.
Never give up. And the G was gratitude.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any other questions?
How long have you been doing this? Or how long have you been working in your practice?
About 10 years. I've been working with people, with families, kids, adults for about 30 years now. I started out as a mistake speaker. I shared that with Randy earlier. I was asked to go watch someone speak, and then they introduced me as the speaker, and I was terrified. That was when I was still shy.
That's hard to imagine.
Oh, it was tough.
So do you consider yourself an introvert?
I am.
You are.
Yeah.
I would have diagnosed you as such.
Well,
Because
He's good at this.
but just being an introvert doesn't mean that you won't do what you just did.
right.
Right.
Because we all adapt, right?
Yes.
I'm a full-on extrovert.
Really?
Okay, so yeah, but I
And I'm
mean,
an
it's,
introvert.
and he's an introvert, and she's an introvert.
Most
I know a
people,
lot of the people here that are,
most people don't believe I'm an introvert.
I know.
I really.
But see, because they measure you by your ability, what you've done to adapt, because we all have to communicate.
Right. Right.
Well, an introvert just means that you refuel by being
By yourself, right? And I refuel by people. In fact, when I'm working at
Right.
home, I literally have to get out of my office and go find somebody to talk to, or else my energy level goes down so low, my creative goes so low that I can't do it. Now, my wife, on the other hand, is exactly the opposite.
I can sit and read a book for 24 hours if I can get away with it. Not be bothered with anyone else but me and my book.
Yeah, I understand that, and I thought that was great. Let's give her another hand. She did a great job. One of the things I always say is it really is important to really get this. And she said a lot of things we say in the Business Growth Network. We say is really investing in ourselves. The fact that you're here, you know, she said investing, reading books, and those kinds of things. You love books. I love books. Listening to them, reading them, consume a lot of information. The thing is, that's an investment that you should always be making.
Right.
And that's why you being here and why we have these Friday BGN Talk / training lunches with the Richardson Plano Networkers is because we're wanting to invest in our membership, and we put it on Facebook Live because we're not going to just keep it in the room. We'd love to have people here, but not everybody can be here. There's people watching on the live feed today, and there'll be people that'll see Dr. Joy's talk as we go forward. So it's a blessing to us. So I appreciate everybody being here. Next week on Friday, oh yeah, don't forget your dollars. Okay, what else? Oh, the other thing is, if you're as the first timers, get me your business card, because if you notice on the roster, one side is recent guests. We don't have all 967 Richardson Plano Networkers listed on our roster, just the most recent guests and the people who have become members. And that's basically, Randy had told you about how that works. Next Friday, we have a treat. How many of you have ever wondered, and Mark, this would be particularly relevant to you, I think, and some of you others that are looking to serve the current market. Anybody ever give anybody a Yelp review? Anybody ever wonder what that's all about in terms of if you have a business where you're trying to attract or market to local people? Would you like to have that with some kind of traffic and exposure and other types of things? As I said, well, Jenna's going to be doing a training, our illustrious Jenna Apgar. And I know she didn't have on makeup, so I won't make you come up and be on camera here. So just if you can imagine, for those of you who see Jenna on the screen, if you can just, no, go ahead. She doesn't look that bad.
I'm so hideous.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so see.
Call me out like that.
So,
see, and I can't tell the difference.
So, I have 4 daughters. I've learned to discern when makeup is on and when makeup's not. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, didn't mean to. But that next Friday, Jenna will be sharing with us the secrets to success, and she's very much a Yelp skeptic. And so she's going to be talking about Yelp, and I think she's become a Yelp believer, and she can tell you a lot of things about how to take advantage of it should that be relevant to your business. And I think it's more relevant in a lot of cases than you realize, okay? So encourage you.
To anyone who is selling to a consumer.
Yeah, if you're selling to B2C type of folks, and I would submit, we'll debate it when she gets here in terms of, I think there's a lot of value to being able to be out there and be reviewed and to kind of have your arms around that and get exposure. A lot of people are using Yelp, especially the millennials. I mean, my son Yelps everything. I mean, he's down in Austin, if he hasn't been someplace, he Yelps and he looks at the Yelp reviews and things like that. So if you're looking for something and people are looking a lot of times for people they don't know, they do their research, and that's a place. So anyway, I won't do her talk. I don't even know exactly what it is. We just talked about it and said this would be a good thing. Then after that, we have Doug Grady coming, I believe. We have Jim Whitten coming to talk to us, the old school. So we've got a pretty good lineup for Fridays coming up. So I really encourage y'all to be here. Obviously, we meet every Wednesday. For those who don't normally come on Wednesdays, were you here Wednesday? Who was here? Zip, you were here Wednesday. The room is almost full. Right. So on Wednesdays, just so you know, if you're here on Fridays, you think, okay, I'll just show up on a Wednesday. Please RSVP on Meetup. I'm asking people to do that so that we kind of have a sense of how full the room's going to be. They can do some things with the tables here if I give them enough of a heads up. Yeah. So, and I think the room technically, I don't know what the legal limit here is. I think it's like 40, 45 at the most. But we had 42 here a couple, 3 weeks ago on Wednesday, and literally there were people that couldn't sit at the tables. So, so that's a good problem to have.
Come early and get
ready. And we're running 6, almost 7 new people new over each week. So it's all really good. We're going to hit 1,000 probably in the next month or so in terms of people that have been through the group. So I'm very encouraged by that, and that's because you guys are here. The other reason why I always tell people you want to RSVP, because believe it or not, there may be somebody that shows up because you were here, not because they were wanting to see the speaker or because of anything else. Because I know people, when you found us on Meetup, you looked to see what kind of people attend this meetup, right? Yeah, and you said, okay, you didn't come specifically because of me or anybody, maybe, but you came because you recognize. I've had people show up say, hey, I saw you were in that Meetup group. I wanted to come over and do it. So if you RSVP, it actually helps us attract people into the group like you, or the people who would like you. Okay, so and both of those are good things to have. So any other housekeeping items, anything that I'm forgetting? We have a mixer. We have a social. That's the other announcement. Good job, Randy. The 17th on Tuesday at Snuffers, which is just down on Campbell, Tuesday night, 5 to 7. Tax day, yeah. Get your taxes done early and then come and drink. No. Actually, I got to do an extension. It stressed me out just to even say that because I got to do an extension.
You have control over it.
Yes, I have control. I'm taking control.
Just let it go.
Let me meditate on it. There you go. No, yeah.
Just Do it.
That's the problem.
Yes.
I'm letting it go to the IRS.
Yeah, right. I'm with you, brother.
So anyway, so yeah, that evening from 5 to 7 at Snuffers, and we have there's no cost this time around. So in terms of that, I mean, obviously, if we run out of few hors d'oeuvres and the drink tickets, the first 50 will get a drink ticket. So if you get there early, then make sure you get a drink ticket. The other thing I will tell you about that place is it's getting real popular around there. So if you get there right at 5, you won't have difficulty parking. If you get there like towards the 7, you may have to walk a little bit to get there because
What day of the week is that?
It's a Tuesday. That's one of the reasons why we do Tuesdays. Number one, it seems to be real popular for people. We'll have 50 to 75 people there. So, and you can bring friends to our mixers. And you can bring friends, obviously, here, but you can bring friends to the mixer. It's a way, sometimes people don't know, hey, is it worth going at lunch to go to meet with these weird Richard Plano networkers? So bring them to the mixer, introduce them to us, and that's a lot of times we get people that have become real regulars here. The first time they experienced this was in the mixer. The mixer's informal. You don't have to do your 30-second advertisement or anything.
Smile.
Just smile, enjoy your drink of choice and snack and get to know some folks.
We have a banner so you can find us.
Yeah, we'll have a banner
cool,
there.
right.
Yeah. So, and by the way, again, thanks to your daughter, Mark, for the design of that. I think it's very attractive.
That's great.
We hired his daughter to do the graphic design. She's a graphic designer and a great artist. Yeah. So yeah. And then if you know Linda Yo, she's mentioned a couple times on Wednesdays. But that banner, without the design work, was $108, and it's kind of a factory second. So there's a few little quirks with it, but it's like a fraction of the cost of those kinds of things. So if you want one of those for your events or your business, come on Wednesdays or Linda Yo on the group. Anything else, Jenna, on the Business Growth Network or anything that we should? Just for those that are part of the Business Growth Network, encourage you to engage. We're doing a lot of things for partners, people. Jenna's putting the press on me to kind of get my funnel done and some other things to be a good member, a good partner in the group to do that. So again, encourage you to engage.
I think the only thing I would say on that is if you are going to join soon.
Right.
Because that price might fluctuate.
Yeah.
I did have a conversation, so I've been on the phone quite literally all morning since 8:30, hence no makeup, and one of those was to a company who owns a membership portal. You guys kind of discussed that particular one.
Right.
And that might be someone that we're partnering with, ongoing to, with great intention, blow up the group.
Right.
So that they can use it as a case study. So
Good.
if that becomes the event, becoming a partner prior to that and becoming a member prior to that.
Right.
Because things will obviously be changing as that.
Yeah, and again, just so you understand, and
I'm speaking very vaguely,
but
non-disclosures.
right.
So
She's being vague, but let me clear up one question for those of you who don't understand. Business Growth Network, it's businessgrowthnetwork.org. We started it, the vision was it was not for profit, okay, but it's not for loss. Right. So as we begin to add capabilities to the network, as we grow, as we add value, that value will come to you, to the members, in multiples, but it will result probably in some changes to the pricing structure as we go, just to make sure we're not losing money. Because I'm investing thousands of dollars in time, and so and Jenna's, more than me probably, for sure, at least in a lot of the tech and everything. So we're investing in that, but we aren't going to go out of pocket and with a lot of capital and other things. So I'm very transparent on this.
With a lot of our business contacts.
Right.
So in the last 2 weeks alone, we've done 2 trainings. I think Randy's either seen or been part of both.
Right.
In this room. One of the members, Ruth Ann,
right,
suggested one that she needs, so that's what we'll be training. She had a need, we're
right,
fulfilling a need. And then with our businesses, we're connecting, as David put it, we're connecting the dots. We have clients that have specific business needs, so building a growth team to be able to plug into the businesses that we're growing.
Right.
The easiest way to do that is to join.
It's kind of
So
like,
I'm going to make them go into the Facebook.
it's kind of like what Dr. Joy said, you know, it's like books, all right? You have to like books, you have to read them, all right? But just hanging out with Jenna and her team, I'm just hearing things that I sometimes don't know anything about, and then I come after her later.
Hey,
but
yeah.
I'm being exposed to stuff that if I sat in my office and did what I do on a normal day, I wouldn't be exposed to.
Yeah, you learn things organic. There's a value to being part of a community.
Right.
But it's just like this networking group. If you don't show up, you don't get a lot of the value. So being part of the community, engaging in the community, it's part of why we're doing it. We created it was because, you know, you go to a good thing and somebody says, buy into my program, and you get excited and you spend thousands of dollars to go part of that program, and then you go back and you say, I don't have time to deal with that right now. And then 2 years down the road, you go, oh, wait a minute, I signed up with that program with Lisa Sasevich, and I haven't done anything with that. Oh, can I go back there and get that? And you can't. I mean, you know, it's they've moved on. You're not part of the community. Right. So we've made the threshold. It's $17 a month right now to be part of the Business Growth Network. That's not prohibited. I think it's $2 to check it out and see who's there. But then, you know, it's not hard. I'm not doing a sales pitch. I'm just telling you that being part of that community and we're a work in process. We're growing. We're learning. And we don't want the hurdle to get started to be very, very high. And that we give the vision challenge away. I've told you that. A lot of people don't appreciate even what that is, but CEOs, before I started focusing on entrepreneurs, were paying 20 grand for 4 hours to do what we do in the vision challenge, or what we attempt to do. The thing is, it's a we thing. It's you participate in the vision challenge and you do the work. You don't get the result just by watching my videos, which aren't that great, but they do give you some guidance, and they'll get better too. But anyway, it is free, so don't ask for your money back.
Lots of people go to different networking groups. You're probably in 50 at least Facebook groups if you spend any time on Facebook, and between everybody adding you to groups that you don't even know what they are. Game-changing difference is ask yourself who are the 5 closest people that you spend the most time around, and where are they at? Right. If you're going to random different networking groups and you're hanging out with people who are not doing so well, that's why they're going to 50 different networking groups every single week, and you're choosing to hang around people that are hyper negative and not bringing gratitude and happiness and joy to your life.
Right.
Hanging around David makes me a better person. Hanging around Randy all the time makes me a better person.
Sometimes.
But anybody remember MySpace? You had to put people with like your top 10 or something. Keep in mind who you spend the most of your time in that top 5, and ask yourself if that's the right 5, and if they are above you or below you. And while that's really harsh, I'm the harsh one out of the two. He's the nice one. If you're the lowest member of the totem pole, you might need to pick some new friends.
Yeah. If you're dragging the group down,
or you're not learning, maybe you could learn from those people and drag yourself up.
That's true, but you might need to find. I'm sorry, all the people are below you. There's a problem.
Hey, what time is it? What time is it?
We still got 5 minutes.
Okay, good. I thought we had time. So, and I hope you're enjoying this, Michelle. Again, I really. Where did you come? You drove from downtown, right? Or where are you?
Irving.
So she came quite a ways to be here. I mean, just so, and this isn't kind of like her sweet spot for the Metroplex, let's put it that way, but she came here to serve. I met her at the Collins Frake 3-day mastermind thing, which, by the way, just for those of you that I have mentioned that to, and I don't know, it is that they've decided not to launch in the U.S. right now. They pulled back. And there's a lot of story behind that.
For them yet?
Well, this is a different place than Canada. This is a different place than Canada. Let me just put it.
It's a completely different sales process and technique. Like, I had a friend of mine. We were at one of Ryan Dice's thing, and she was in Canada. Ryan does not sell from the stage, and if he does, it's like this little blip. Like, if you'd like more information, go to the booth.
Right.
She flipped her lid. That was way too much high pressure selling.
Really?
So it's a completely different sales environment than what a Canadian expects versus.
Yeah, it's just different. And the thing is, the cool thing about it is you have a vision that's make your mark isn't going away. Trust me. You know, remember what I said in my intro. You look in the mirror and you see, and you're not seeing what you want to see. the question really is, are you looking in the mirror and seeing what you've always seen and saying, I'm not seeing what I've always seen, and therefore I'm going to do the bad things to get me back to where I was, which was 50 pounds more than I am right now? Or are you looking in the mirror saying, okay, I haven't arrived at my vision, and I'm going to keep moving forward to that? Because when you look in the mirror today, I guarantee you, everybody in this room, you look at your business, it's not where you want to be. It wasn't where you intended to arrive, I hope. I mean, if you are, I don't know why you're here. You ought to be on a beach or doing something. But my point is, so the key is, what is it that you're really wanting to focus on, and what are you comparing the before and after to? Because it's really, sometimes we look at the history versus now and get afraid and we start doing the things to sabotage our business and our growth. We hang on to event-driven service rather than move towards managed services, because even though we know that's the vision, the lifestyle, the things that will deliver. And I'm talking specifically to Mark, because we've been talking about this ever since I've known him almost. And he's moving forward with the vision that's going to make him nice and lean and svelte and be on the beach and tanned and everything else, and hang out with his grandkids and all these good things. So anyway, any other announcements? Anybody got anything going on? We got the mixer and Mark.
I'm participating in the National Kidney Foundation Walk.
Okay.
May 5th. If you'd like to help sponsor me, or if you'd like to walk with me.
Great.
I've got room in my van. It's over in Arlington again this year, but it's should be pretty nice first weekend in May. I'm sorry.
May.
It's whatever you'd like to contribute, but it all goes to a good.
Do you have like a place where we can click on?
I can email you.
Well, can you do a link? Can you give us like is there a URL or someplace we can?
I'll
because we'll put it on the Richardson Plano Facebook group.
Yeah, there's things for email and Facebook and so forth, but Facebook kind of filters and you only get.
Well, but we'll put it on our group. If you give me the link, I'll just put it on in our Richardson Plano Network group, so that people won't have to write it down, or I find that's working much better for people. I get a lot of people saying, who was that guy that said this that I wanted to? Do you have the link? And I'm saying, well, he never shared it.
Team that's going to walk with me, but if anyone would like to go,
so
I'll have a van.
Anyway, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It's okay. No, that's all right. Okay. Okay. So anyway, I think we're done. Network at Will. Thanks again. See you next Wednesday, next Friday, and we're good. Thanks, guys. Thanks again, Dr. Joy.